Hey guys, Jesse here with news on my Fable deck. Um, I made some critical changes to the Fables because it just needed to be done. The deck was running okay. I put some tech ideas I thought would work, and they hurt me more than I thought sometimes. And even though when they go off, it goes well, it does ruin my hand. Um, so here's what the changes I made. I took out cards. I took out most of the cards where I would have to pay a cost, even though the fables aren't affected by cost. That you ditched cards from your hand to the grave because their effects are mandatory. Um, I still wanted to get rid of cards that have costs because I don't want to have to dump staples into the grave, which sometimes I had to do, or the same card are gores or something, and that's awful. So here's what I did. I took out Snipe Hunter, because even though he's boss and he can open some plays, sometimes the cost is just bad. Sometimes I really actually want to destroy the monster, like Stardust, like I need Stardust off the field. And if I don't get it, I have to do it again, and it just hurts a lot. So I took out Snipe Hunter. The deck runs very well without it with the changes I made, and I'll show you which ones they are. I took out Monster Incarnation, because even though it's totally busted in Fables, again, paying cost is not good, and top decking this doesn't really help much either. And I took out two Divine Wraths. I still keep the one, because it's still really good, but having three got really clunky. I'd draw two with nothing to do, and I'd have to stall until hopefully they summon an effect monster that I could negate. So I took out double Divine Wrath. I kept one in there. I'll see how it goes. So yeah, I took out cards that have costs, and I put in some pretty nuts cards that help me be really aggressive. Um, I put in Trap Stun. The thing about Trap Stun, I mean one Trap Stun. Trap Stun is awesome because it allows me to be able to go nuts in a turn. If I don't have a Veiler or Maxi, of course, I can go totally bazonkers with my Trap Stun. So I go Trap Stun, no warnings, all that stuff is gone. I can just go totally nuts. Totally nuts. It's great. So I love the one Trap Stun, allows me to just go crazy. I also main one Caius now, because he's Caius. Don't have to say much, it's Caius, he's a boss. You know, he's Caius. One Trajodia, because you can synchro with him like crazy and exceed, and also because you can take control of your opponent's monsters, which I really like, and it gets you field presence. And sometimes if you want to just hold your hand for a while, you can leave this tank on the field and hold 6 cards in your hand to have hit this guy at 3600 and then just go nuts when you're ready to. I also added Foolish Burial. It's Foolish Burial. It allows for crazy nuts plays, you know, Dump Dandy, Summon Spore. Yeah, you guys all know how it goes. You can dump Kushano too for some crazy plays. Scapegoat. I really like this tech because it protects you, and also it just opens up nuts plays. You can Scapegoat and summon Bulb, go Librarian, and then get Bulb out and then sync with Tengu or something and just go more nuts. So good card. Veiler. He's Veiler. I decided to keep him in there. He's amazing. She's amazing, excuse me. Oh, another thing I like to do is Scapegoat, real quick. I like to do Scapegoat, and you summon Bulb, and you go Formula, and you leave 3 tokens, and then during your opponent's turn, if you can read a synchro, you can quick synchro with Formula into Librarian during their turn. So now, if they start syncing, you get the pluses off of it. So awesome plays. And then Lone Fire. Lone Fire needed to go back in because I need my plants to be more consistent, and he just opens crazy plays if I have Lone Fire, and then I go 1 for 1 and ditch Kushano, go Dandy, get Lone Fire, just start popping everything to go nuts. Another card that I main also is, let me get it out here real quick. Oh, I think I didn't bring it with me. I didn't bring it with me today, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I main double Maxi because Maxi is stupid good against so many decks right now. It's fantastic against plans. It's amazing against my deck, Fables. I would use it against agents. I mean, it's just amazing. It's amazing against Kurakuris. It just stops all their shit. And it causes them to really think, and you get some serious pluses. Maxi wins games. He's amazing. So I run double Maxi in that deck. And I side into, like, I usually side into, like, more trap stands if I need to, or I can go to Grand Mole or more Snipe Hunters if I need destruction, or Cerberus and Ganashas if I need the deck to go faster. So it's a really good deck. I really love the consistency that I added with these cards that I added into the deck. So it's really good. It's much better than the cards that have the cost, even though you can go nuts with them and get some, destruction with Snipe Hunter. Paying the cost sometimes sucks, especially when you have no choice. And then you leave that 1500 guy all by himself. He just gets whacked by Tengu. That's no bueno. Also, I wanted some advice from you guys, if you can, whoever's watching this. I'm having a bit of dilemma on what synchros and or exceeds to keep in the extra deck, depending on what I'm dueling. Because, as you know with Fables, you can pretty much go into any level that you want. Fables have no restrictions. You can go into 9s, 8s, you can go into everything. So I'm not sure exactly what to put in the extra deck, so let me show you the possibilities that I can do. I'm using my Mac, so let me lift this real quick here. Okay. Let me make sure that you guys can see this. These are the possibilities here. So you have Formula Armory Arm, Unicore, Double Ragin, Librarian, Cataster, Orient, Brionic, Black Rose, Ancient Sacred Wyvern, Scrap Dragon, Stardust, Valkyries, Trishula, and of course Shooting Star, since you have the formula. And then for the exceeds, let me make sure I can level this here. Sorry for the angle here. There's a Levair, Zenmaines, Roach, Utopia, Adrius, and Tyrus. So those are the possibilities that I have. It's about 22 extra deck cards. So sometimes I have issues, deciding which ones to main in my extra deck. Like I said, I usually just determine on, depending on what I'm going to duel that day in particular. Let me plug this in. So if anyone has any ideas or what they personally run in their Fables, I would love to know, because I do have, a dilemma. I kind of just decide last minute, usually before duels, what I want to main for the 15 extra deck. 15, it's so tight. The extra deck in Fables is amazingly tight. Usually, you gotta go. I have to go Double Rage and Unicore, because those are amazing in Fable. You have to go Librarian. You have to go Brionic. You have to go Trish and Ancient Sacred Wyvern. You have to go Stardust. Since you have Formula, you have to go Shooting Star. And then, there's only a few spaces left in the deck from there. So it's really iffy on what to go on in that deck. But please let me know. I've ran each of these cards in the extra deck before, and all of them have worked amazing. Even Levair, because you can go for that Ganasha or Spore if you need to play, or get something that you removed with Trishula, like a Thunder King, and use it against your opponent, which is fantastic. And then I also use Tyrus and Adrius, because if I have Double Ragin or Ragin Librarian and I need to get over something, or I don't want to get worried about Mirror Force, I'll go Tyrus, and then pop cards. And then Adrius, I'll just run over a Stardust, and then pop a face-up monster, and then go from there. So they're both very useful. And then Utopia is a pretty much staple Exceed monster. Roach, I could see really not going in there. It's kind of iffy. It's very good against plants, but it's not that good. So I could see not using the Roach at all. Zenmaines is pretty broken. He's busted, so I could see doing that. You go Spirit Reaper and Ganasha overlay for Zenmaines, so you get a pumped up Spirit Reaper basically. And then, so like I said, I've used all these cards before in the extra deck, and they've all worked fantastic. I don't know which ones to pick. So let me know what you guys think. And let me know what you think of the changes, or if you guys have any personal changes that you feel are fantastic in a Fable deck. Let me know, and I would love to hear your ideas. Um, and yeah, also I did get my Watt aggro deck going. It's fantastic. It works really well. Again, I gotta thank Yu-Gi-Oh Musketeer. His channel is actually YGO Musketeer. Um, his idea is pretty fantastic. And if you're watching this, thank you very much for the idea. And the deck does run pretty well. I'll get a deck list, a video response to Yu-Gi-Oh Musketeer when I can on the Watt aggro deck, and let you know how it goes. I would love your personal opinion on it, or anyone's opinion on it for that matter. So let me know. And if anyone wants to comment or has questions, please do so below. And I will see you guys later. I'm Jesse, and I'm out.